Lacazette, Saliba, Holding, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Fabio Vieira, Odegaard, Jorginho. Can you hear me, Jorginho? Partey, Xhaka, Nelson, Saka, Gabriel Jesus, Trossard, Martinelli, Ganasaurus. Can you hear me, Ganasaurus? Piers Morgan, Kim Kardashian, Laura Woods, Darren Bent, Martin Keown, Rufy, the producer Gordon, Rufy. Can you hear me in there? Can you hear me? Your voice took one hell of a beating.
Dave, can you hear me? Guys, can you hear us? CrossAndNod podcast, episode 7, the real episode 7 this time.
We're back.
Yeah.
What's up, gang?
Your host here, Caesar Baby, representing the Carabao Cup champions. Fresh off a FA Cup victory. Calm down. Fresh off an FA Cup victory. Welcome here, OG. My co-host here with me, OG. Fresh off an El Clasico L. And we also have Dave.
Fresh off a Champions League masterclass against Liverpool. I identify as an European man, bro.
And Dave, fresh off an Europa League exit in the hands of Sporting. Come on, guys.
10 games to go. Focus on the goal.
Oh, wait, you're in the title race now, bro. Are you in the title race now?
No, top four. Don't be silly.
Okay, top four.
Don't be silly.
Okay.
10 games to the end of the season. We're focusing on the goal.
But bro, do you not know the wild thing? Do you know the wild thing, OG? And I don't know if our listeners are also noticing this among the Arsenal fans. Like, they've changed drastically from we're not in the title race, so top 4 to Una be dead. We go win the league. We see all those games. How we won't lose those games? Like you,
Which Arsenal fans?
they are so cocky, bro. They all the Arsenal. I know a lot of Arsenal fans. Right now, they are so cocky. Okay. I keep telling you my experience. You are telling me there is no. You're telling me no. Are you me? Am I you?
No, you said Arsenal fans in general.
The Arsenal fans I know.
Specify and say your experience.
Yeah.
The ones you know.
And I'm just saying how they transitioned from. No, I'm not in the title race because all of them were on that vibe. Wait. Let me even spread it more. Even popular Arsenal fans are now cocky. Someone like Joel Bayer now went from, we're taking it game by game now. He's coming to the studio with cake, shades. Like, bro, he's bringing props, bro. He's bringing props to the studio. I'm telling you. So, like, it's not just that. Even in terms of, like, the media intake I'm getting, I'm seeing them. No, not just the 7-up one.
Wasn't it after your loss? Exactly.
Yeah, not just that. Even before then. No, calm down. I watch the show every week. You just saw the episode. Even before then, he had been bringing props. After the Arsenal United victory, brought props, bro. I started bragging about.
Before we literally won.
Calm down.
Nah, not the hide update. Not the hide update. What show are we watching now? I don't know this show.
It's vibe with vibe.
Vibe with vibe now.
Rio Ferdinand, the Premier League legend, one of the greatest defenders the English game has ever seen, and European football in general. Did great things with Manchester United. Rio over Tony Adams.
Let's get straight into the
topic,
man, bro. What are you saying?
Let's not go off on a tangent.
They expect me to talk. I know the talk.
You can't now. What do you want to talk?
Which I know will talk. But move on. They blaspheme, they go.
No points with this game. We don't feel argue. No points. Jesus. Respect, though. Respect.
Yeah, respect.
So what are we talking about today, my guy?
Yo, man, let's get into the evolution of the game. I want to look at modern goalkeepers, quote unquote, playing out with your feet goalkeepers. That's the modern game now.
Ball
in fact,
playing.
before we started recording, in the pre-pod, we were having a conversation. Uji was being critical about Ramsdale in his concession of the goal that knocked, that led to, Arsenal being knocked out of the Europa League. And he was criticizing Ramsdale, and obviously Dave was defending him and defending the style of play in which, prohibits Ramsdale to be that high up.
For those who don't know, Ramsdale considered a goal from near the halfway line, like maybe 3 steps away from the halfway line. Do you get what I mean? So that's
Fantastic
why I had
shot,
a few words to say. Yeah, good goal. Well, Courtois won't concede that.
And then David's argument was if Courtois was playing, the style of playing which Arsenal play, he could concede that goal due to the risk he would have to take.
Yeah.
But let's get into it though.
Yeah.
I think this process of goalkeepers playing with their feet, because in general goalkeepers was just all about the hands. In fact, before the 20th century, goalkeepers could use their hands anywhere in their own half of the pitch. But then that kind of football was not really football, but yeah. And then by I think 1912 or something, they changed it now to just in the box and stuff like that. And then
fun fact, there was a reason why they changed it. There was a keeper in the Premier League that had a habit of carrying the ball to the halfway line before launching rockets towards the opponent's penalty box.
Yeah, using it as a form of attack.
Yeah. So they stopped it. As a guy, can you just imagine?
Who be the keeper?
So that way, what will happen is all the attackers will go into the opposition box, and then you just load it in there.
Yeah, because the boy is coming there for sure. Yeah.
Goal scoring chance from nothing.
From nothing, bro. Yeah, but go ahead. I'm with you on the history lesson.
So by 91, the rule was then made that that was when the back pass rule was made, and that's part of the thing. That was the catalyst really for goalkeepers using their feet, because then the law of the game now actually insists that you use your feet in certain occasions. The player passes the ball to you, you have to use your feet, or unless they use their head, their chest or shoulder to pass the ball to you, then you can catch it. So that's where it started from, but not at this level that we're seeing today. I think the growth was still drastic. Major league keepers were still, their major job was make saves, not create play. Now they are creating chances. They have an effect in the attack. Look at Alisson having assist, Ederson having assist.
Yeah.
And they even create chances.
Stegen
not just
too.
that, yeah.
I think Stegen has had assists.
Recently. So like all those is as a result of the evolution of the game in general.
Isha took the game from there.
No, he has though. He has though. It's not. I'm mentioning keepers has done it. Ramsdale one day, one day.
One day he's gonna get there. Let him focus on the fans for now, Let him
I actually like Ramsdale. I actually like Ramsdale.
Courtois will get there one day.
Courtois has won the league now. In Spain, in England. Come on, bro.
Bruh. He has won the Golden Glove at the World Cup, Where do we end? If we start this, where do we end it? But yeah.
Back to the topic. Back to
the topic, yeah.
I think Pep is also a huge influence on the level at which we see keepers being involved in gameplay today.
I'm not so sure. There's Kriyoff before Pep started that shit. Kriyoff was doing that for the Dutch team at the World Cup.
Yeah, but the keeper was not involved in like creating.
No, the keeper was.
They were not creating overloads with the keeper. No. See, in fact,
now it's more complicated.
Yeah, and now there are even rules that help them. I think it was 4 or 5 years ago where the rule of, or maybe 3 years ago, I don't know, I don't think it's up to 5 years, where, now your player, because before the player couldn't be in the box with the your opposition player can enter the box. Now they can't. When in terms of a goal kick, your player can be in the box with your keeper, and then the opposition cannot enter the box while you're playing a goal kick. That's a new rule. That wasn't there before. That's fairly recent. So and that's as a result of playing from the back more. As that happened more, they made rules to suit the game more. So I think Neuer, to be honest, for me, is one of the keepers that I saw first that took that into the next level, and that's why I'm crediting Pep too, because it was under Pep that I saw that. Before the Edersons and the Alissons and all of that. Yeah, I think Ederson is probably one of the best.
Valdez.
This guy, Valdez, exactly.
Victor Valdez,
Yeah, Valdez was good.
Bro.
Valdez was good with his feet too.
Valdez
Not to
was
the
good,
level
actually.
of these people though, but he was okay with his feet.
He was really good with his feet.
I won't say really good. He was involved. He was like Bravo to me, Valdez, in terms of with his feet.
Yeah, of course, he had the penchant for the odd mistake, but like we're just talking in terms of who started
and that's why I credited
the
Pep.
modern era.
And that's why I credited Pep.
Yeah.
But like, how do you now compare and contrast, like in terms of look at Ederson, for example. How would you now compare an Ederson to a Van der Sar? Like, how would you now say, okay, because like in terms of requirements, it was different. But like, which goalkeeper would you now rather pick? In terms, you feel me?
Well,
because that debate will forever go on in terms of players in the past and players of the present. Even though the game keeps evolving. So like, how do we create criteria? Or is it just a no-go area?
No, of course we can compare it. We can compare it. Both players, they rose to the top of their fields. They were at the top when they were playing. Do you know what I mean? So we could
yeah,
compare.
but like, who would you call the better player? That's not my point. Who would you call the better goalkeeper?
Bro, for me,
considering what goalkeeping
like,
involves today, still,
yeah,
like factoring in all that, yeah.
I know what goalkeeping is today. Do you know what I mean? But like, at the end of the day, man, in the big games, at different points in big games, you're gonna come under pressure, like serious pressure, bro. And you want a goalkeeper that can take shots, that can push shots, that can parry, that can handle the ball around the area with his hands, man. Like, do you know what I mean? It's all well and good when you're playing like a 38th league game season and you want to control games. You're going to face teams in a low block, yada, 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 and you need a goalkeeper, man. But like in the biggest of the games, bro, look at what Emi Martinez did for Argentina. Like, nobody's talking about what he did with his feet, man. Don't Argentina play out from the back? They did now.
Yeah, but like still,
So,
like who are you going for? Because you're making it sound like
Ederson is even a poor example. He's good with his feet, but he's not really that great with his arm. Maybe Alisson was
as a goalkeeper. To be honest, I think Ederson as a goalkeeper is a very, very good goalkeeper. To be honest, I think he's just shy of maybe 4 or 5.
I've seen that brother concede some goals.
I've seen every keeper concede some goals. I've seen every keeper concede shambolic goals. Courtois that you've been shouting, see the ridiculous goal he conceded against Liverpool just the other day. You feel me? Live. Like that was that. That was a schoolboy error. Yeah, exactly. So I've seen keepers concede goals, but Ederson is a top goalkeeper. To be honest, low key, I feel like you kind of, throw some dirt on Ederson's name today. Like, Dave, pitching, what are you saying? What do you think about this?
As a guy, I want to hear from David because Ramsdale is the leader of the new school in that area.
Is leader of what?
He's the leader of the new school in like.
What do you think about the discussion that has been going on? Like,
I think the way the ball has evolved, and like you rightly said, big credit to Pep. Keepers are using their feet more than ever. Even the small teams are playing out from the back. I read an analysis on the Athletic, and basically the gist of it was across from Some 19, I'm not sure when it started, but they did an analysis of the length of goalkeeper kicks across an entire season. They did it across a certain period of time. And they found that it has reduced. So teams like Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, those lower Brighton, those kind of teams that are typically lower half of the table teams, the length their goalkeepers kick has reduced over the seasons towards this new school era, whatever. So you've gotten to the point where academy trainers or coaches are teaching goalkeepers how to kick, how to use their feet right from like when they are young. So it's now a necessity today that without a doubt, if you're a goalkeeper in the modern game, you have to be able to use your feet. So in terms of like comparing those two goalkeepers, that specific example, Van der Sar and Ederson, I'll still do the traditional way. Commanding the area, Van der Sar is better. Using their feet, Ederson is better. Distribution, Ederson is better. Shot stopping, Van der Sar is better. Do you know what I mean? So I'll just literally go down the list like that, do a checklist, and decide at the end of it. But just using eye test for a Premier League goalkeeper, I will still go with Van der Sar. For the reason that, number one, Van der Sar's presence alone at the back. Van der Sar's presence alone at the back is massive. So Van der Sar does more than just shot stopping. He gives some kind of serenity or some calmness to those defenders that are in front of him. He also like controls them. He's sort of like a leader. He speaks. He's a talker. So, and you don't really see Ederson doing all those kinds of things. Do you know what I mean? So that's why, as in general, just using eye test, Van der Sar is not too bad with his feet as well. Actually, we watched him in Netherlands, and it wasn't that bad to the extent that if he was thrown in the modern game, he would do poorly. At least he won't do as bad as the De Gea, for example. So, yeah.
I like that. I won't lie.
I see the shade, yeah.
I like that.
I see the shade you're throwing.
I always even feel like, due to the fact that the game evolves over the years, anytime you try and like pick players and try and who was better between Zidane and Iniesta, or all these players, it's always difficult sometimes when you speak of their attributes, because sometimes the attribute that you need more, like for example, you would lean on, for the goalkeeping one now, you would lean on using your feet more than you would in this era than that era. So if you're speaking of the attributes, and then you're saying, oh, this one can use his feet, this one, and it seems like a plus, but for that person in his own era, that might not be a plus. So can you achieve everything achievable amongst your peers? I always use it as I look at their peers, like, okay, so if Van der Sar was the best goalkeeper amongst his peers, and he achieved this at this level, obviously I know his attributes as an actual goalkeeper, and was the best among his peers, and it goes the same thing for each position too, because each position evolves. Look at the fullback, for example, today. How they'll compare fullbacks today and like of yesterday is going to be so crazy now, because
So different,
it's so different that if you don't have the full football knowledge,
I mean,
you can
look
easily
at trends. Like,
you can
he stand a good right back in today's game, but
let's say Trent
a decade
finishes his
ago,
career.
man,
Trent is going to finish his career with some amazing stats, incredible stats. He's sure, because he's still very, very young. So there are some incredible stats that Trent will have in terms of clean sheets, assists, goals, trophies. He's going to tick so many boxes that it will look as if Trent and Dennis Irwin are in the same like bracket. But if you look at in terms of players, they are not, because like someone like Dennis Irwin now, he's like the way we see Cancelo now as the modern fullback. In terms of modern fullback, I think Cancelo is like prime example. He started from someone like Marcelo, to be honest, Marcelo is probably the evolution of that fullback.
Oof, Marcelito, oof.
It's actually Daniel Alves.
Yeah.
Daniel Alves,
I won't
Marcelo,
argue
yeah,
with
they're
that.
same era, same era.
Same era
Same
now,
era.
bro.
So
Why
yeah,
you trying to
those are
counter
the
me? Show some love, bro. Show some
those
love,
are the people that
bro.
did that. But like before them was someone like Dennis Irwin, where he had the attributes of I can play left back, I can play right back, I can use my right foot, I can use my left foot, I assist, I score goals, I play free kicks, score free kicks, score penalties with right and left foot. Like it's just a different type of breed of fullback. And that just was in his body. So see, I think sometimes players revolutionize the game. Same way coaches do in terms of like Pep and stuff like that. When a player can do so many attributes and he has a world-class coach with him and you use him in certain ways, he starts to unlock other parts of the game. I think Pep also had that. That's why I also feel like someone like Messi helped Pep. Someone like Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, having those type of players allowed him to look at the game from other aspects. So you can I want to control the game so much like this, but it's because I know I have the players that can do that. I'm looking at them in training every day. I'm seeing how they are keeping the ball, and I know that okay. Barcelona was a good blend for him, for both of them.
So back to the goalkeeper talk, like the question I just really want to pose is, okay, the game has evolved, fine, but do you think this evolution, where is ever going to be reversed? Do you think this is how we're just gonna go ahead with the game, where if you are not a good keeper, if you're not good with your feet, you can't play in the top league? Do you get what I mean?
I think it's getting to that level, yes, but also if what you excel at as a player, like I think it's all about what you bring to the team. If I can affect this team in a positive way to the you know how someone like Fred as a midfielder, if you look at Fred, like if you didn't know football at all and someone explains, you see how Fred plays and they tell you this is a midfielder and you use Fred to control the game, and then you now see someone like a David Silva, you're wondering how can Fred be a midfielder too? A midfielder that can try and control the midfield, but it depends on how you want to play. Now, if you want to play in a counter-pressing way, Fred can help you in terms of you will be winning the ball faster, so you're actually in control of the game. If you have another player that doesn't even have to be as good as a David Silva, but can pass a carry, you control the tempo of the game, having a Fred with you. So it depends on how you look at it, different spectrum. So I feel like this goalkeeper playing with the feet is just another facet of the game. The game has just different spectrum, different styles. Although I do feel like for the upper echelon, at least for the next 10 to 15 years, so if you want to play for look at United now, even with Ten Hag, you can see that that's what he wants. Even Brighton play like that, like Liverpool. I think if you are a top team,
I saw a stat that all the leagues all the clubs playing the Premier League this season, all of their keepers have a distribution rate of over 70% accuracy.
You see,
like right now in the Premier League.
Yeah, because
there's
that's how everybody else
definitely-
plays. So it has spread round. It's now the style of the league. Feel me? It's now the style of the league. It's like the way Arsene Wenger came and
Let me try to
revolutionized. Okay, go on. I love how you stepped on my Arsenal praise. Go on.
No, it's fine. Okay, the question was if this evolution of goalkeepers is what we're going to be seeing going forward, right?
Yeah, bro.
So, just looking at it critically, the reason why Pep, right, I think we've all given credit to Pep for introducing the whole playing out on the back to the keeper thing. The reason why Pep started to use the goalkeeper is to create overload. Like when you're a possession-based team, the way to build up or to do those 1-2 or to create those triangles to help you progress the ball is by creating overload on different sides of the pitch. So in the first phase of the build-up, if you're using only the defenders, it's easy for the 11 of the opposition, or sorry, the 10 outfield players of the opposition to mark every single person. That's why Pep introduced the goalkeeper as another layer or as another player in that build-up phase to create that overload. So just thinking about it like that, if you are going to be a possession-based team, by default, you are going to have a goalkeeper that can play with his feet. Do you know what I mean? So that's where I feel like in the next 10 to 15 years, it's going to be a staple that goalkeepers can play with their feet. Do you understand? So another level to that evolution of how it is that in the Cancelo, Zinchenko, Fabian Delph experiment by Pep to create overloads in midfield by using the full back. Do you understand? So the more the game just evolves like that, this kind of evolutions will happen as well.
Yeah.
With managers
For
using
sure.
players in different
But I would say this
positions
though,
and
the
just changing stuff.
Pep definitely, like I said earlier, he added more impetus to the goalkeeper playing from the back and all of that. But in terms of the overload, Pep didn't obviously create overloads. Overloads are beginning of like Sir Alex used to play sometimes a player as a winger, but the winger will be playing as a midfielder to create overloads in the midfield. Like it was happening in different phases of the pitch from time. Like that wasn't a Pep thing in terms of Pep just used it in different styles. Like, okay, now it's my right back that will be playing in the midfield as opposed to my right midfielder is the one creating overload in midfield. Now it's my right back that is doing, because these players are now more technical. I think it also speaks to the growth of football in general though, in terms of the technicality of players now. Yeah. I think it speaks to that because it was rare, like I was giving the Dennis Irwin example, where you can give, say, a defender that can do so much with the ball. But I think today, the levels might be different though, in terms of how good they are, but they have that attribute of, you see a lot of defenders with attributes of, see someone like Tariq
Another one is
Lamptey.
Philipp Lahm.
Tariq Lamptey doesn't even, Philipp Lahm is one. So Philipp Lahm did the overload thing too. Germany used to play like that, where you just come to the
He
midfield.
used to go into the midfield.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like that's always happening
remember.
in football. That's always happening in football. Yeah, also was I say, okay, yeah, someone like Tariq Lamptey that cannot even start in a Brighton team as a defender has this very insane attribute of ball carrying. You just carry the ball and move forward. So like I just think it speaks to the growth of football too.
Bro.
Football has really evolved.
But is that good for the game in general? Because I'm thinking of
I'm
thinking of keepers that are superb, like you're really good. You they catch anything, that kind of keeper. Do you get what I mean? And but for some reason you can't hack it with your feet. Like, what happens to talent like that? How does it bode well on the game?
I think most of the talent like that are people that are already in the game. They're already probably youngest you can see is 24 of a keeper like that you're saying. That cannot play with his feet. You understand what I'm saying? Like look at someone like DK. He started adjusting. Obviously he's still not the best with his feet, that's very clear. But he has drastically improved with his feet. Like exactly. And that's at the
Courtois too. Courtois was so
learn,
shit
you try
before.
and adapt exactly. You find it's like this is not how I came up as a goalkeeper, but I will adapt. If those old guys can be adapted, what's more the 24, 23, 20, all those ones they're already doing it in academy, like Dave was saying.
So it's like adapt or die.
Yeah, no. The thing is like it's going to be a natural adaptation for the young ones. That's what I'm trying to say. To be a natural, but the goalkeepers today that probably are not too good with their feet. It's not all managers that also want to play that style of play of play the ball from the back. I can want to play possession, but I still don't want to start from there. I can have a point man. You know what? Get the ball to this person. I'll create overload at the point where the point man gets the ball. That's why I said that overload can be created in different sections of the pitch. It just depends on how you look at the game. Pep just wants to play with like beautiful football in terms of let's play them back to front, pass. Because you can launch the ball up and create overloads where the ball will drop. So even whether you win the ball or not, if you have a target man, even if he doesn't win the ball, it creates a bounce effect where whenever they win the ball, you've outnumbered them there. You've created a press. So even if you didn't win the ball, you are just going to win the ball right as soon as they get it. So teams use that
Just
style.
to clarify, it's not what you're saying makes sense, but it's not just only because he wants to play beautiful football. Pep's idea is in percentages, right? If you kick the ball long, there's a higher chance that the opponent will get the ball than if you just clear from the back using the goalkeeper. Do you understand? So it's a trade-off. At the end of the day,
Yeah, for me,
it
I
also
even
depends
think
on even the game situation. If the game situation, because sometimes
I don't think
I've
those two
seen
things
moments
are
where Ederson
mutually
doesn't.
exclusive though. In terms of it's also to create control, but at the same time it's also because he wants to play that beautiful way. Because like you said, it creates control when you are playing when you start from the back, but sometimes it creates pressure in terms of it won't even be working for you.
Bro,
In terms they'll be pressing
that's why
you.
they train now.
Yeah, I know they train, but sometimes you see that it doesn't work. That's my point. We've seen City try and play out from the back. Prime example is Anfield. When they go to Anfield, they don't do it the same way. They do not. They switch it up. They use sense.
they're always ready to go long sometimes.
Facts. Or they just launch it straight to the right end to Kyle Walker and he push on.
To
Or to
Kyle
Cancelo or something. Exactly. So they switch it up too. They don't just
that's
every single time
that's why
pass
I
to
said.
Diaz, pass to Ake. Like.
Yeah, right. That's why I said it also depends on the game situation.
Yeah.
So sometimes they might be leading like 2-1, and Ederson will just be like, "I beg, you should just be going inside. We're taking this one long." Do you understand? Just to relieve the pressure on the defense. So
Yeah, I think we've been talking a lot about relieving pressure and building out from the back. But as you mentioned in that scene, it also played on my mind like this old goalkeepers using their feet too is also a very good attacking outlet. Like when you want to go direct, like Ederson knows how to do that. Even when he's not creating an assist or whatnot, his distribution is crazy. Like I think he has mad.
Pickford as well. I won't lie to you. Pickford, it's just that Pickford plays for Everton. Pickford's distribution with his feet, wow,
yeah,
it's insane.
Right. Another one is Ramsdale.
Insane. Yeah, Ramsdale is also good.
To be
I won't lie, there are a lot of them. There are a lot of. If I want to be very honest, even this guy in Brighton, Jason Steele,
that new keeper,
even
Raya,
Robert
Sanchez
too.
Yeah, but this Steele is even better than Sanchez in terms of with his feet. Sanchez sometimes he loses concentration, and that's another thing about that using your feet thing. Yeah, you should be calm, but you shouldn't be too casual. It's easy for you to just get your mind off it and become too casual. So I think
you have to be serious.
It takes more metal. It takes more metal to be a goalkeeper now today, considering you'll be more involved in the game. But then sometimes it might help, because I think for goalkeepers there's always the problem of I was not involved for 30 minutes and now I have to make a big save. Some goalkeepers can deal with that pressure. So those type of goalkeepers, it helps them in terms of I'm involved, I'm playing, so my head is in the game. I'm not just switched off. Because sometimes
Ramsdale, you just described Ramsdale. Ramsdale, if he hasn't touched the ball for like 30 minutes, if you pass the ball to him, he's going to do nonsense.
It happens, and I understand it. And because when I put myself in their shoes, that guy, just imagine you've been standing. The guy, there's no me, someone like me, because my mind wanders a lot. Just as a creative, my mind will don't go.
Yeah,
I'll forget that I'm even on the field, and the ball can just come, boom, like that.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that Ramsdale is coming from a team where every 2 minutes he's making a save.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
Exactly. Used to being involved in the game.
Every 5 minutes making a save. So coming to a thing where like he has to stand on the edge of his penalty area for like long periods of the game where he doesn't even see any action. I can understand how it would be like a mental challenge to shift from that.
But good topic, good observation. I don't want us to, dwell too much. I think we gave insights. I think we did a bit of history. Gave our view on
but at the end of the day, please, it's also super important for your keeper to be fucking good and be a beast. Like Martinez was in the World Cup final, bro.
No, I still think if you want to be a
Alisson, a perfect example of that is Alisson.
Yeah. And one underrated feature, Alisson, his handling is so good. He always catches shots.
He comes for cross as well too.
Bro, he comes for cross. He rarely parries shot, except like it's a crazy shot, of course. but his handling is so good and calm. Like, that's also very nice to know.
Yeah, that's very good. So we hope you guys enjoyed, that topic. Just want to go into an FPL segment before we close off the episode. Guys said woo. Yeah, before we close off the episode.
FPL, bro.
Yeah,
so
you've been on
like,
crazy form for the last 6 weeks now. Not going to lie.
Bruh.
You've been on crazy form.
I think the only league that I'm not yet near the top is ROG League, because that league is fucking competitive. But my school league, some Whiskey FC league, some Manchester league, I'm top 5, top 4. You know?
The Whiskey FC league is crazy though.
As a guy. But yeah.
I'm back to
so
after Saka's performance today. I'm back to number 1 everywhere.
Bro.
Order has been restored.
Bruh.
All is well in the world again.
I can't believe I didn't cap Saka on his biggest haul ever in FPL, bro. And I know that you were followed up just before the deadline, because you don't get out of mind, you don't just tell me. I swear. I later realized, this nigga.
Yeah, no, the funny thing was, I never really reasoned. I did not check, it was last minute. That's why I told you, it was last minute I changed it to Saka. Last minute. Because that's when I'm like, oh my God, this deadline will soon come. You need to think about this thing now. Because I was just putting it off down. I'll think about what to cap later.
I had a good week because of Prowse, but if I cap Saka, holy center, bro. I'm for top everywhere, guy.
If you're not top me, shall, but yeah.
No, if I not top you, shall, but I'm coming.
I like the ambition.
So yeah, double game week. What are you thinking of?
Yeah, man, bench boost. Everybody is going to use the bench boost.
As in, I get you guys, we don't already press bench boost right now. Right?
That's the wise thing to do.
They don't already press out.
But if you want to use a chip, I use my wild card during the beginning of the game week. I've not yet received any points. Every chip, that's the policy I use. Triple card out. If I know I'm going to play it, let me use it. Guy, you know how many times I've forgotten to use a chip or tried to use a chip, it did not work out. No. Let me give you an example. Dwag here, he has used his wild card already, so he now plans to use his free hits this week. This guy made the changes without pressing free hits.
Free hits, or more minus 12, minus 20. That's crazy.
Dead ass, got minus 20 something. Straight up. And now he's stuck with his free hit team. His wild card has been disrupted.
Yeah.
And there's a double coming up.
Yeah, but our listeners, I'm looking at Isak.
Honestly, same.
One or two people to pay attention to Isak this game week. This
guy
is also a good shout. Ederson of Leeds might be a good shout.
I think Rodrigo as well. Rodrigo of Leeds.
Yeah. But at the back, I feel like I can't see anybody standing out for me. Clean sheet, sure. Nobody's really popping for me.
I think Luke Shaw is a must-have for this double.
I saw Luke Shaw 3 weeks ago. I'm like, bruh, I don't have him anymore.
I think you want to have Luke Shaw. I think the Chelsea defense might bring something of joy. Let's see, but Chelsea.
Fair enough.
I want to just say, like I said it on the podcast earlier, though, maybe second episode or third, that Graham Potter and David was telling me it's about time. I just want to say it again, reiterate, Graham Potter will be sacked before the end of the year, So, just want to reiterate that. Anyway, been good hanging out with you guys on the CrossAndNod podcast, episode 7. Caesar Baby signing out.
Yeah, don't forget to follow us on socials. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at CrossAndNodFT. And tell all your friends about this lovely podcast where we talk football 80% and random shit for 20%. That's
before we go.
Any last
bro.
Before we go, big shout out to Victor Osimhen. That guy is losing waves in Europe right now.
bro.
On his way to Manchester United.
Bro. I think next week we need to.
I don't know where he's going to. Just I need to shout him out, man.
No, I let him enter the Champions League
He's
final. Then we
balling.
dissect. Then we dissect it.
He is balling.
Shout out,
Like we have to
shout
give
out,
him. He's
shout out,
scoring every
shout
type
out.
of goal.
Bro.
I think the
And the
most
Prince of
impressive,
Naples.
the most impressive to me is his mentality. I won't lie, it's his mentality, how he works for the team, how he celebrates with his teammates, how he, I love his mentality. Man.
How he has
His
embraced
hunger
that
for
Prince of
goals.
Naples.
His hunger for goals, like he exactly carried it well. He's looking like a
And
United.
you know,
He's looking like a
someone
United striker, man.
I've watched him play live. I need to brag on that. I've watched him play live for Nigeria, and like, bro, the guy is even better in person. I don't feel like he makes some crazy diagonal runs. I'll be like, how did you see that? But yeah, big up, Victor, big up, Victor. Big up to him.
CrossAndNod signing out. Glory, Man United. Bless up.